Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to Jets Media. This is Richie, and in this video, we're going to be breaking down the New York Jets rookie offensive lineman, Max Mitchell. As you guys know, I have a whole series here on Jets Media where I break down each individual rookie and break down their rookie profiles. If you guys are interested in all the other rookies that were drafted ahead of Max Mitchell, that will be down below in the description if you guys want to check out those videos if you did not already. So before we hop into Max Mitchell, I just want to mention, if you guys are new to Jets Media, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I got a lot of Jets content coming your way all throughout the rest of the off season. And if you guys want to check me out over on Instagram and Twitter, that is at nyjets_media. And if you enjoy the video, please do not forget to thumbs it up. With that being said, let's dive right into Max Mitchell. So the New York Jets go into day number 3 with only 2 picks remaining, that being both of them high in the 4th round. The first one was Max Mitchell. Now, I was going to be absolutely shocked if we came out of the 2022 draft without drafting an offensive lineman. And I'm absolutely so happy that Joe Douglas was able to get Max Mitchell, because what he does is add a developmental piece to this offensive line that has extremely versatility, a lot of versatility in his game, where I feel like he could develop into becoming that swing tackle for us, or even potentially a starting tackle on this team down the line if he's developed properly. So I'm super excited to break down Max Mitchell. So without further ado, let's get right into his strengths. The first strength that I have for Max Mitchell is his hand technique. If you look at what he did in college, he just absolutely mastered his hands, right? If you either playing on the right side or the left side at the tackle position, he's a guy that can absolutely put his hands on the defensive end and have his hand placement and get leverage immediately. And you need to be able to do that if you're going to be a successful offensive lineman in the NFL. Are your hands technique at the good at the next level? And I think that's something that's going to translate, especially in the into the NFL game. His athleticism is definitely something that stands out to his game as well. He's freakishly athletic to the point where at his size, he can move his feet quickly. He has a really good quick step off the line, and you need to be able to do that if you're playing against really top tier NFL pass rushers. So his athleticism is great. His toughness is also something that I love. He has that gritty mindset to you, where you need to have that tough mindset if you're going to be an NFL offensive lineman, and he does possess exactly that. Joe Douglas brought this up a lot when asked about Max Mitchell after they drafted him on day number 3 of the 2022 NFL draft, and he mentioned that he has a tough mindset. So that's definitely something I had to bring up. He's also extremely durable. He's a player that has not really had any injury concerns in his career, so let's hope that can continue and he can stay healthy throughout OTAs and training camp, and throughout this whole season he can just stay healthy and be ready if his name is called. Because to be honest, I'm not expecting Max Mitchell to get any playing time as a rookie unless there are some injuries on the offensive line, but I do think that if his name is called as a rookie, he will show some flashes. Let's hope, because I do think that he has potential to be a really fun piece to this offensive line for the future of this franchise. His versatility is probably his biggest strength for me. He's comfortable at left tackle, at right tackle, at left guard, and right guard. The only position he's not comfortable at is center, and the Jets are not expecting him to play center. So that is absolutely phenomenal stuff right there, where he feels like someone asked him a question, do you feel better at left tackle or right tackle? And he had a perfect answer. He said both. He does not have a preference. If you have an offensive lineman coming out of college to tell the coaching staff that he does not prefer to play left or right, and he feels comfortable at both, that's exactly what the coaching staff wants to hear, especially the front office and Joe Douglas's and the scouts. So that's definitely something that I think Jets fans are going to fall in love with Max Mitchell's ability to be versatile and plug in wherever an injury is on the offensive line. His quickness is another thing that I kind of already mentioned when I talked about his athleticism. His quickness off the line of scrimmage, when it's a pass play, he can get that. And pass protection, he's really good, quick feet. Pass protection is one of his big strengths as well. He's better in pass protection than he is to run. He just has a really good knack for it. And if you look at his next strength that I have, a 94.8 PFF grade, which was the best grade in college football last year. That is absolutely crazy that the New York Jets were able to get him in the 4th round, who has the cleanest pass grade in college football, 94.8. Absolutely spectacular. You cannot ask for a better grade from PFF at the offensive tackle position at the college level. Really, really great stuff. Now, let's get into some of his weaknesses. The first weakness I have is his strength. Now, he's not weak, but he's a player that probably needs to put on a little more muscle to compete at the next level, and he's aware of that as well. He spoke about it in his press conference with the New York Jets, that he's a guy that's trying to put on weight. Even Robert Saleh brought it up as well, that Max Mitchell's a guy that they're expecting to really put on some weight, when he gets into more of an NFL workout where, entering year number 1, it's not going to like he's going to put on weight immediately. I'm expecting him to put on more muscle heading into year number 2. Yes, I am projecting it in the future. That's what you got to think about when you're drafting some some developmental pieces on the offensive line. So his strength is definitely something I'm expecting him to work on and get in the weight room and put on that muscle, because he is athletic, he's quick, and if he can get that strength, that's how he's going to become a really good offensive lineman potentially in this league. Another weakness is his size. He's not a traditional, big time offensive lineman. He is more of a compact guy, 6'6", 315 pounds. It's not like he's super small, right? What I'm trying to say is it's not like he has a crazy size where it's a huge time advantage. Another thing is his run blocking. His run blocking is his weakness. His pass protection is his strength. Now, he's not terrible in the run game. It's not like he's a suspect where there's going to be run plays that are going to be called to our side and he's just going to absolutely botch it every time. But there are some things he definitely needs to work on. I do think that John Benton, the offensive line coach, is going to do a great job of developing just that. Another thing is his footwork against elite edge rushers. He did struggle when he did go up against the really top tier guys in college in terms of, on the edge, where they would either bull rush him or do some finesse moves, and he would look like a guy that needs to work on, especially now this is funny, right? Because now he's a New York Jet. If you guys watch the Senior Bowl highlights of the defensive lineman, Jermaine Johnson went up against Max Mitchell, and Jermaine Johnson kind of cooked Max Mitchell. And that's a good thing for Jermaine Johnson, and it's also a good thing for Max Mitchell because he can learn from a guy in Jermaine Johnson. And Max Mitchell actually said in his press conference, laughing, like, yeah, Jermaine got the best of him. So he definitely needs to work on his ability to go up against top tier talent, because, he did really good against college players, and he struggled against really good college players. So when you're in the NFL, he's going to be going up against elite players every single play. And the last weakness is, it's not really a weakness, it's just a fact. He's raw and he needs development. He's not going to be a player that's going to be plug and play as a rookie. He's going to be a guy that we're hoping to develop into his body, learn the scheme, understand that his athleticism and his hands and everything, all of his strengths he can develop into a really good player on this offensive line if he can build that strength in his core and his arms and his chest, and refine his footwork against elite edge rushers. Now, getting into some of his statistics as an offensive lineman, he allowed 1 pressure on 47 pass blocking snaps while playing right tackle and left tackle versus Texas. Now, this is crazy. This is during one game against Texas, but this shows you that he has a lot of tape out there in specific games where he's just absolutely perfect for the entire game. I mean, allowing 1 pressure on 47 pass blocking snaps against a pretty good team in Texas is really impressive in my opinion. This is a stat I already brought up, but 94.8 PFF grade in 2021. I have to bring that up again, guys, because that's absolutely phenomenal. Just a polished offensive tackle, what you want to see from PFF grades wise. And at right tackle, he had 13 pressures on 430 pass blocking snaps. So if I'm projecting him to be an offensive lineman, what position he's going to be playing and be the most comfortable, it's probably going to be right tackle, because that's where he has the most experience. But it is good to see that he does have that versatility where he can line up on left tackle if he needs to, or even kick it inside if he really has to. So 13 pressures on 430 pass blocking snaps is extremely impressive for a guy that played right tackle. Some expectations I have for him is become a reliable swing tackle. Like, we don't really have that bona fide swing tackle this year like we did last year with Morgan Moses. So if Max Mitchell's name is called, if one of George Fant or Mekhi Becton goes down, unfortunately, can Max Mitchell go in there and be that guy that we can rely on as a swing tackle? I think that we absolutely can. That's my expectation for him as a rookie, especially for him developing in the future. I'm also expecting him to develop over time, where he gets better and better each year. I feel like the draft pick of Cameron Clark was what Joe Douglas was trying to do in terms of drafting an offensive lineman late in the draft and develop over time, and we all know how that went. Unfortunately for him, he had a really bad injury last year in training camp, injured his neck. He had to retire early. So Max Mitchell is going to be that Cameron Clark replacement, where we draft a guy later in the NFL draft to try to develop his abilities to become a starter in this league down the line. And another expectation is obvious: grow into your body. You even say Zach Wilson, right? You see Zach Wilson in year number 2 is absolutely growing into his body. So I do think Max Mitchell is going to do the same thing in his own way of, changing up his nutrition, going into the weight room a little more, and just maturing as a man, and maturing because he has the frame, he has the size, he has everything you want in the offensive line position. If he can just grow into his body, that's really going to do him a lot of wonders. Now, the player comparison I have for him is Riley Reif. Actually, he was a first-round pick for the Detroit Lions, and he was a captain way back when. The reason why I brought this up is just because if he does get that level of, starting And if Max Mitchell's a guy that all of a sudden is a starting right tackle for the New York Jets in 2 or 3 years, I feel like Riley Reiff is a really good comparison of a guy that we could expect Max Mitchell to become. Really good pass protector, a guy that just does not allow him to touch the quarterback. And I really feel like that is a really good comparison that I came up with. And at the combine, he ran a 5.32 40-yard dash, had a 25 vertical and 106 broad at 6'6" and a 33.5-inch arms and 10-inch hands. So pretty long arms right there and 10-inch hands for a guy that you need to be able to have long, lengthy arms at an offensive lineman. So that's really it for Max Mitchell's rookie profile. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts of Max Mitchell and your expectations from him with the New York Jets. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say down below in the comment section. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Let's go Jets. Peace.